and gals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming, and some of you man on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Repeat Remake, Sissel's Path. So before we jump into that, y'all just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. And let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. What? And if you get the slightest bit off, I will send it back in to be remade along with a stern note for your manager. Surely a high-class restaurant of this caliber can manage this. I was practically seething venom as the waiter frantically jotted down everything on a small notebook. Why yes, of course. That will be all. Thank you. I waved a hand dismissively at him and turned back to Sissel. As soon as the waiter was out of earshot, I let out an infuriated groan. The nerve of that guy! Don't worry about it. I'm used to this kind of stuff. Don't let it rile you up. I was defending your honor! Sissel blinked silently for a moment before bursting out into amused snickers. What's so funny? It's just that I've never seen you so angry before. And you got so mad you turned full-on suburban mom on the waiter just because he was a little rude to me. Sissel cackled hysterically. I grumbled and tossed a chunk of bread at him. He graciously ducked out of the way between his laughs. Well, I just wanted to stick up for my date. There's nothing wrong with that. And you shouldn't take bullshit for that like that sitting down. I'll be sure to stand up. I'll be sure to stand up the next time you roast someone in my honor. One of the restaurant patrons behind us suddenly cleared their throat loudly. Sissel stopped laughing and glanced around. Everyone was staring at us. Oh, sorry. Were we being too loud? One of the patrons let out a pompous humph before turning back to their respective quiet conversations. All around us were tables filled with well-dressed gentlemen and ladies with frilly dresses and pristine suits. Sissel's frayed shirt and patched-up shorts stood out like a sore thumb against all the extravagance. He shrunk back into his seat dejectedly. These people are more tight than I expected. Are you doing all right, Sis? Yeah, I'm fine. Sissel mumbled half-heartedly and stuffed a breadstick in his mouth. The bread's pretty good. I gave him a wistful look. This was going to be a tough night. Hey, Sissel, are you sure you want to be here? Uh-oh. My phone suddenly pinged with a new text message. The bread's actually pretty good. You should try it. How the fuck? Oh my god. Of course. Adrian, is something wrong? No, everything's great. Sissel did not look convinced. Hey, I'm sorry if the date got off to a weird start, but I'm sure we're gonna have a blast here. Just think of all the great food. Ha! Any time spent with a cute guy like you is a blast. But seriously though, how did Ginny know about the bread? Huh? Yeah, I kind of figured. Wow. This restaurant has some very interesting guests. I know, right? There's so many snobby rich people around. Yeah, with dumb top hats and twirly mustaches. I squinted at Philip's pigeon, who was busy pecking furiously at the tea leaves in his cup. My phone buzzed again. Dude, you're supposed to be enjoying your date. Keep your eyes on your man. A waiter suddenly approached their table looking very stern. Sir, I'm afraid we don't allow pets here at Very Legal Seafoods. Excuse me. You don't understand. This pigeon is my daughter. It gaped in utter bewilderment as a loud argument broke out behind us. Man, the customers are pretty rowdy around here. What's happening back there? Nothing, just a bunch of folks being persnickety. Want to go grab some food before something bad happens? Sissel brightened up as he stood up from our table, completely oblivious to Philip wrestling a waiter behind him with a pigeon squawking furiously on his shoulder. Well, sounds good to me. I'm starving. There you go. Much better. The selection of food at Very Legal Seafoods was truly massive. Rows and rows of buffet tables steamed with the mouth-watering scene of exotic seafood, most of which we've never even heard of. Sissel pulled me into the buffet area with a wide grin, but quickly grew overwhelmed by all the different choices. I've never seen so much food in one place before. What are you going to get, Adrian? I've got no idea. All the food labels are in fancy French. I'm probably going to look around first before committing to something. Oh, sounds good. As the two of us wandered through the buffet tables, I caught Sissel nervously stealing occasional glances in my direction, as though to check that I'm still enjoying myself. I smiled encouragingly every time. At some point, we ended up getting separated in the crowd of frilly dresses and overly expensive tuxedos. I ducked my head in and out of the crowd aimlessly, searching for a glimpse of those familiar rabbit ears. Oof! Sorry, wait, Owen? Second now. Yo, Adrian! The food's here pretty fishy, huh? Don't get the caviar. It tastes like weird knockoff boba from a bubble tea shop. Owen popped a caviar into his mouth and grimaced. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. Very legal seafoods indeed. I think one of my rich cousins owns this place, actually. Never mind that. What are you and everyone else doing here? Why, we're chaperoning your date, of course. Gotta make sure everything's running smoothly for you guys. I guess we've got you guys to thank for those meal vouchers. Gotta be honest, though, this place feels a little out of character for Sissel. Well, Sissel kept insisting on bringing you to the biggest and most expensive place in the city. He kept saying you deserved more than what a poor guy like him could give. That's not true at all. Sissel's great just the way he is. Huh. Try convincing Sissel of that. Gotta warn you, fancy smancy rich places like this tend to make him super self-conscious. Do try to make him more comfortable, yeah? Hey, oh, Philip, did you win your fight with the waiter? Philip rolled his eyes and grabbed Owen by the hood of his sweater. This ain't your date. Let them mingle in peace. The pigeon perched on Philip's shoulder chirped in agreement as he dragged Owen away. Wait, I haven't gotten to try the oysters yet. I watched them disappear into the crowd, Owen's words still echoing in my mind. Sissel's worrying too much. Yo, you cold? Whoa, there you are. Did you get any cool food? No, not yet. There's too many choices, and I can't pick a single one. Plus, all the labels are in some fancy cursive that I can barely read. I just decided to grab the same of whatever you're getting. Has anything caught your eye yet? Caviar. Oyster noodle stir fry. Ooh, that sounds good. Well, we're very legal seafoods. Might as well try some seafood, right? The oyster stir fry looks pretty good. I began shoveling heaps of food onto my plate in inappropriate and obscene proportions, earning looks of disgust from nearby customers. Damn, you must be hungry. Listen, this is an all-you-can-eat buffet, and I'm not letting a single plate go to waste. Buffets ain't about grace, it's about eating. More customers grimaced as I forked several oysters into my mouth as I continued shoveling stir-fry onto my plate. There was no honor on this battlefield. Sissel leaned over and caught a whiff of the sweet, buttery garlic smell of the oysters, and his mouth began to water. That does smell pretty good. It's pretty great. Want to try some? I grinned and gently held up a forkful of stir-fry up to Sissel's mouth. He spluttered and flushed a bright shade of pink. I'm an adult. I don't need you to hand-feed me. Especially not here. Sissel glanced anxiously at the crowd of customers surrounding us. Most of them pretended not to see us, while others openly scoffed at us. Yeah, who cares what they think? I'm having fun. Plus, isn't this the kind of cute romantic stuff people do during dates? Sissel paused, pondering my words for a moment before turning even more red. I mean, I'm open to it if you want me to. Not gonna lie, it'd be super cute if you did. I winked. He gulped and stared at the fork. I waved enticingly in front of him. Sissel sighed, closed his eyes, and leaned forward. Poop. His mouth closed around my fork rather intimately before he snatched the oyster and hastily retreated. His eyes actively avoided me as he chewed his food in embarrassment. It's pretty good. Tastes kind of tingly, though. You are too damn adorable. This is embarrassing. There was a smile on his as he scratched his head bashfully. Sissel suddenly grimaced and scratched his neck a little harder, a mildly uncomfortable expression settling across his face. Is it just me or is it getting warm in here? Is that supposed to be another pickup line? No, it's just... I'm feeling tingly all of a sudden. Oh, he's allergic. Oh my, okay, we're not gonna... Yep, okay. Let's back that up. There we go. Let's do the caviar. Since it's a fancy restaurant, might as well try the fanciest thing they've got, right? You mean the weird bubbly stuff? It's caviar. It's like the fanciest thing among fancy things. Sissel poked a container of caviar at the buffet table suspiciously. It looks kind of weird, honestly, but might as well try some new things while we're here. Well, that was quick. Oh. Sissel and I grimaced and simultaneously put our spoons down, most of our food remaining untouched. This tastes like stale jizz. I poked the caviar with my spoon. The little bubbles burst with a satisfying pop. Sissel flushed pink. How do you know what that tastes like? I gave him a wink. The red on Sissel's face spread all the way up to his ears. I can give you a demonstration later tonight if you'd like. We should probably get some more food first. You know, real food, since you don't like the stuff and whatnot. Yeah, it does taste pretty bad. Sissel's ears drooped a little. Yeah, I probably should have asked for what kind of food you like before bringing you on a date. Hey now, just because the caviar tastes like wet socks doesn't mean I'm not having a good time. They're fun to squish, like bubble wrap. Another ball of caviar burst under my spoon with a pop. A restaurant patron sitting behind us suddenly scoffed loudly. I glanced at her tiredly. Her oversized hat and puffy dress loomed over us threateningly, like an overinflated pufferfish caught in a net of seaweed. In hindsight, this was a rather fitting sight at very legal seafoods. Of course an uncouth peasant in rags wouldn't recognize true finery when they see it. Oh, sorry, we didn't mean any offense. Why did you even come to this establishment if it's so obviously out of your league? Sissel's face flushed and he sank deeper into his seat, suddenly fascinated by the candles. Oh, that's much more befitting behavior of you. Uh-huh. Yo, pufferfish lady, did you know it costs $0 to shut your trap? My boy's perfect and you can shove your finery up your ass. Maybe pull your head out while you're there. The patron gaped at me with an utterly scandalized expression. Hey, maybe you shouldn't mess with rich folks around here. The pufferfish patron went red with fury. She turned towards the front desk, no doubt ready to complain to the restaurant staff. Without thinking, I grabbed a straw from my ridiculous coffee drink and spitballed a piece of caviar with all my strength. The wad of caviar sailed across the restaurant with master precision and hooks right into the pufferfish lady's throat. What the fuck? Sissel stared in shock as the patron fell to the floor, gagging and choking like a flopping landlocked fish. Oh dear, it seems like this fancy caviar is disagreeing with our good friend here. Might one of you waiters escort her away to some medical professionals? I realized my attempt at fancy speak must have sounded like shit when Sissel started cackling hysterically. What's with the accent all of a sudden? 'Tis how prim and proper folks speak, is it not? Forgive me, I am not very fluent in asshole. You sound like you've got a frog stuck in your throat. Huh? Call the ambulance! Never mind, she sounds worse. Should we call for help? It'd be a bummer if you got arrested for murder on our first date. I guess. I'm gonna grab some more food while we're at it. This caviar is fun, but not really filling. Sounds good. I'm still pretty hungry. This is an adorable game. Alright, one second, y'all. Water time. There we go. I glowered over the pufferfish lady hauntingly as we got up from our table. Being rich has made you weak. Adrian, please stop harassing the rich. No. That's great. Like some fucking vengeful spirit. Oh, speaking of vengeful spirits, the night air outside Very Legal Seafoods wafted over the streets with a comfortable chill. Haley stood outside the entrance, staring vacantly at the stars as the minutes slowly ticked by. She sighed and took a seat on the sidewalk. There's probably no need to stand watch. The remnant was shredded to pieces yesterday. It was unlikely to cause them any trouble tonight. No. Perhaps she just didn't want to sit and watch Jenny and her friends goofing off on their little date. The sight of everyone laughing together, Haley felt the gears in her mechanical heart grind uncomfortably in her chest. There was a time when she was by Jenny's side like they were, laughing and feeling the bubbly warmth of joy thumping in her chest. Now there was only a dull metallic chill. Haley sighed again. One day, this repeating nightmare will end, and her days of joy with Jenny will be reality again. A gurgling laugh suddenly cut into the night. Haley was instantly on her feet and alert. Where? Oh, you have got to be joking. Ugh. The disembodied head of the remnant dragged itself down the street towards her. There were still raw tears in its skull, which was barely attached to its neck and stubble of a torso. Still, it cackled maniacally as it dragged itself across the ground with its chin. It's been barely a day. How do you regenerate so quickly? The remnant merely laughed from its pathetic position on the ground. You can't change the events of time that easily. The daffodil will burn just as before. This night will be cursed hence. There is nothing you can do to change. You know, I'd be more intimidated if you weren't basically a talking soccer ball crawling on the ground. Silly words won't help you this time. Nope. Haley's foot connected with the remnant's face with a satisfying crunch. A small content smile spread across Haley's face as she watched his head sail into the night sky over the distant tree line and finally out of sight. A few more moments passed before the remnant's screaming abruptly stopped with a soft thud. Haley dusted herself off and sighed. Ah, finally. Peace and quiet. My, if I didn't know any better, I'd think you got your sense of humor back. The world seemed to slow to a halt. Haley turned around to see Jenny stroll out of the restaurant with a wry laugh and a root beer float in hand. Jenny, you can see me again? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!